Let's look at the Drawing Standards tab under Configuration Settings. Let's click Configure up here, Drawing Standards. This is where we can pick what colors we want for different types of trees, locations like site tree saved, site tree removed, a boundary tree removed, co-owned. And so you can see these are the colors. These are all customizable. When you click on it, you can change it, put it to index color or true color if you want, or color books. There's also, you can do removal X symbol, impact hatch color, relocated trees. It's shown as white, but it just means it's color 7, so it show up as black or white depending on the background you have. These colors are made to where you should be able to see them fine either on a black background or a white background. If you want to do black and white, because the municipality just does black and white, you can change that to here, and it'll change it to just saved trees, removed trees, impact, and you can change the colors of those. For the graphic settings, you can use the DBH as the trunk size. So if you have this checked, it'll actually draw the trunk size of the DBH to the tree trunk, which is great because sometimes it makes it not be a boundary tree touching the property line, and it helps with lots of things like that. Or you can uncheck it and it'll be a fixed size, and if you do that, you uncheck it and you can tell what size you want it to be, fixed size. For the critical root zone, which could be tree protection zone, whatever you want it to be, you customize it in the root zones rules, but this is just the way that CanopyCode knows it as. You can change the line type of those. You can change the line scale, like if the dashes are show up tighter or not, if you want dashes. For the line weight, you can make it be thicker or thinner. For impact hatches, for the tree impact, you can change it to a different type of hatches you want, the scale of the hatch, and the transparency of the hatch. For the structural root plates, if you want them, you can show them. Earlier in the root zones, you can say if you want structural root plates on or off. That makes it to where they get removed from the calculations. If you still want them in our calculations but not necessarily showing them, you can do this by unchecking that. So they're still being, if structural root plates on, if the LOD impacts that area, they'll be removed by but still not show the structural root plates by this one. Show pattern, you're going to just leave that on for now. It's show pattern hatches for structural root plate circles. You can say that or not if you want them, and then you can change the line weight if you want for the structural root plates, the hatch pattern, if you want it solid or not. Right now it's just easy to keep it as solid, but you can change it, customizable hatch settings, scales, you can change the scale, transparency. So back now getting to the specimen tree settings. This is for doing the things for the tree classification groups that you'll be adding. There's an outer ring that signifies them as being that classification type, and an outer ring could be either thicker or the thickness of it, or you can make the transparency of that ring be more prominent. Right now it's less prominent at 90. The lower you go, the more opaque it gets. For the line weight of those, you can make them pop more if you want and make them more stand out further by the line weight of those for the specimen trees. For the PDI or whatever you end up calling it, DDH trees, the poor dead and invasive trees, you also has a differentiating graphic. So for the structural root plates, if you're showing them, it shows a ring for those for the PDIs, and you can change the thickness and the transparency of those. Remove tree graphic. So this one says I want to show the CRZs for removed trees, but if you want to not show the removed structural root plate or critical root zone, you can uncheck those. If you want to show the X symbol for removed use, keep that checked. But if you want to hide the structural root plate and the critical root zone for site removed trees, you can do that just for those as well. For the X symbol, you can say use X symbol like same size. You check that and you tell what you want the fixed size to be. But if you uncheck it, it's just going to be it scales it for how big the tree is right now. This is the multiplier for that. And then if you want the line width to be the thicker line weight for the symbols. So that's the Drawing Standards tab for CanopyCode and configuration settings.